Suzu Sangpo and welcome to the blissful land of the lotus, Pema Gatshel. The first thing I did upon arrival was to go pay my respects to the youngest dzong in the country, Druk Mijo Dishan Dzong, as named by His Holiness the 78th J Khenpo. The dzong was consecrated in September 2023.
It's a place of huge significance for the people of Pema Gatshel. Initially commanded by His Majesty the Great Fourth, there are dzong. Pema Gatshel need to have its own dzong as a center of administration and religious affairs. The dzong is completed now, was completed last year under the patronage, guidance and the command of His Majesty the King. And I always tell people that this dzong is a gift from His Majesty the King and the Great Fourth to the people of Pema Gatshel, and that will live on forever.
Since Tasha Dzongna mentioned people, I need to introduce you to one of the country's best Dongin jelly makers. This couple lives at Sebar, a few kilometers away from Dorji town. Quite a few locals in the community are Dongin jelly makers.
Ming and the Cho Ching the Dundukilla, Ni Tauta Lake Poke, Gotung and the Ning Caterdon, Pifang, Gadung to Deva, Dung Chatter Samnilla, Sama Pifang, Pedanga Pang of Turgadung, Gorla, Jellinga, Sampanga Citor Corch. Ash Mapper I should lay Otatini and Antonjame, order Uneda, Magneda, lay Otatinja, Brav, lay and Hanarmajam, Patavapura and Changdin lay Adicala. Amza bakirang utu trigger baksum achi alumanchal miakto bakirang ach wade rokteba aila lal rokteba uta trigger dandana lai ani uni chang adin turgela roksambo apako uni en wakta baka kharsa bada soma cheka turpang uta tinirang chomachal.
Another very special thing I discovered about Pema Gatshel is that cotton is grown here. We met the women who grow and make products out of the cotton and the tolsa tsokpa.
$4,500, 5,000 zo, 5,500 zo. Tatudi ani gongsi te hayabla setalu 11,000 la. Te pangchilu 10,000 bian mi zong.
Na kachi zong kala sto.
Ani ri map zo mi ngachi measure ki zo. Las ani ngachi khana betu na pella me ani inji go zo blue year la. Las te ani turmeric safety turmeric ki zo.
Las. Chora ki tashiya la ni. Oh, las. We will now move to the land of Tsatikoram or jaggery. Tsatikoram from Pema Gatshel makes for special gifts not just for locals, but for all Bhutanese. It's produced only in the winter, November till January. Okay, fresh sugarcane juice, sugarcane from Nanong, squeezed in Nanong. This is what we love, farm to table kind of thing. Try it, sure. Good. Do you want me to hold the camera? Can you try? Let's go. Cheers! Better than chai any day, me love for me.
사시구람디 고수디다 로비오친 하람 야수노발라로디 가침스진 미비오친 하람 다 로비오친 하람 직장락섬 주종 수준이 가침스진 해망같이 담보강로 같이라 야루 같이로 트레포빌로 같이 포비스도 벌라 담불라 아니 베어들 같이 안나가 양같이 사시구람디 바비디노 벌라 아니 바디디누 수준이라 아니 베어친 같이 크티셀롱 크티라 담폴랭 같이 밤데스기 라린 탑디노 바디 크티세미딜라 가침스진 같이 해마디 다 티셴 멈베 미플리틴딩 같이라 랑루기 베소디베 같이라 미시데스기 소베 코라기 해초다 틴디베 소디베 데데 크티존 수준이라 군차디스 가라 날레츠도 벌라 같이나 날레츠디베 같이 코디스 가라치 다 군차기 코디스 가라치 디베 말디 옴벌라 데 나레 바심레 같이 다 소소기 다 칼치날 바고 수준이라 아니 디 담보기 로세베도 벌라 다레베도 같이 댄상기 주로 티디베 다 랑신네탄로 다 나메스메 토포미세 노디베 같이 다레 같이 나널로 같이 티치에스디 수준이라 같이 아니디 같이 셔쇼날리 베치 아니 로르셀롱 발라 로르라 나로 바옹심레 같이 가라 나로 볼베고랑 같이 미디소 땅베 다치 고노시도 좀 베레 신기 디스 가라 신디스나 하람 종라 신 쿠차 베어진 딘딘게 데치 종라
야라 아니 암치기 되노 끼니기 되노나 기베 달린 가라 감고야 라네데
기베 하람 집에 조골라 아치 틱 베조골라 틱 벨라
시럽 좀 벨라
시럽 좀 조골라 아니 벨라 시럽 조조 강로 하람 님 체데치 고메랑 같이 햄마 베어친라
라스
님 체데치 고 데베오다나 미세데스 카우치 미세 노디베 다치 고노시도 좀 베레 같이 다레 주치치 베고 데스 노디베 다 싱루 마탄바 같이 소소게 차치치 쌈디
more environmentally friendly option, the modern cauldron operates on electricity. It now takes an hour to boil the same amount of syrup. Gapsonam says the Tshering processing unit has encouraged more locals to do jaggery production.
다치딩아제 고토 담바데 시니베 니파테가 했다 소니베 주이발라 다초 사우치 가라 볼베 사우치 디날로 다 할람 다 톱숨 집에 좋은발라 아니 톱숨 집 조심레 시럽디 톱숨 집에 조심레 데링아치 아니베 소일라 날라 햄마라 가데베 소모서 아니디 마치기 싱딩아치 햄마레 담볼레 소소기 신치메 쓰주냐 가침서지 담보디 쟁갈로 루니기 시민도 발라 안날로 일라 다도 안닐라 치치딘 다오지나 이발라 나다도 나 치치딘 저지나 나라 신자네빌라 아니 치기 소소메 신냐니 동베베 소고 아닐라 안 동베빌라 나라 치디 햄마기 햄마베오치 같이 게사이 치루빌 아니디 게사이 치인라 게사기지 햄마 담볼레 같이 게사기치 나도 배웠지 같이 마이달라루길라 마이달라렌 답룰라 같이면서 watching 마이달라렌 답달루 안수디가 힘상삼이 되면 뭐라 디슈마디 같이 가라 치디수도 내가 아니 치신치 예발하는 샘플 쪼르치벨라 나도 해마손이 아니 치잠치 되는 뭐라 다리디 같이 아치소디 일라다 같이면서 watching 소고베스 노디베 안수 가라 실루 내가 아니 동디수 가라페 텔레 팔레 바오미디수 나루고 베발라 탈레 바오미디수 나루 달루 안숨 조니면 안숨베 아니서 델레 아니가 라감 서우치 치가텐 베델레 데랑 같이 봅세 롱바 아니 봅라 아날라 봅세 아니 안조베 좀빌라 같이라 송레란 타빌라 봅라
After the processing unit, we moved to the Gewog's guest house, where we were treated to an excellent local spread by Namgay Administration. I know karang some people don't like, but meat, I love karang and sipchi and rajma. Rajma narike mo demola. Nice. You see me eating healthy and putta mola.
Putta la.
Nai putta zuniya. Oh, that's Putta ati to papa dumola ande. My mouth is watering. I want to eat food. As a vegetarian who travels, I'm so happy, and I believe this is courtesy Madam Idiom. Can you show Madam Idiom? Oh, you know, I'm actually going to get a colorful plate. And this is what nutritionists and doctors say. This is how you should eat. I'm going to show you a colorful plate. Very rare as you travel in Bhutan, but Nanong has shown us that it's possible. And this is a full vegetarian plate that has very little cheese. Because usually when you travel, you get gyawatatsi, ematatsi, or gondotatsi. But they've shown us that it's possible to travel and eat well. Now we're going to move on from local products to what we can do when we're in Pema Gatshel. First on the list is the historic Lotus Valley Eco Trail that starts at Jaggery. What really impressed me about Jaggery is that its Utin is a nun. Utin Chotin Somo leads 30 students at this ancient meditation center established by Anim Yusul Chotin, who was an extraordinarily gifted spiritual practitioner. The feminist in me remains delighted by this discovery. We joined the Dzongkhag Administration for the official inaugural of the Lotus Valley Eco Trail. the trail is actually part of an ancient salt route that connected to neighboring Assam in India. We're doing the Lotus Valley trek today, the phase 1 of it, which is a little over 11 kilometers. The total Lotus Valley trek is about 54 kilometers. Many of us are actually doing this trek today. It's like an inaugural trek after the trail has been renovated and revamped. To my right is Tasha Zongda from Pema Gatshel.
Hello.
This is also going to be the first time you are doing the complete
true.
phase 1.
Yeah, that's right.
So half of us have gone ahead and this is the last half. Wish us luck. On the trail, we discovered that Pema Gatshel Dzongkhag actually walked the trail as a student. It was incredible reliving his experiences on the trail. Tasha pointed out many lost secret sites too. Oh, so you used to walk from?
Nale jodang idi ma nagi lamdadi, jalamdadi, yevala aman orongyo and some jongal. But the way from here is much shorter.
Oh, oh wow! And who did you walk with, Lhamo?
Ngara chamchibe walk beyond nale kaimi tigam. Check up apagi keong ya since the log jodan ngara chamchi jogol.
Gamche, how old were you when you first walked this path? Do you remember?
Around 16 or 17, 18 de jong. Class 12 build around 1920 de school. But class 7 le ngara chamchibe na lo taiba. Tadip daluben te ngara chamchibe ngale ma. Male omda de phamgi keong te log joda de ngara chamchibe jogol charomi.
How did you feel when you walked? Would you get sad?
Diga de now so me donichi madebela but phamgi lab an ngachi themana le pha jodalu ani game se ira jogo selap ni bala chebe se anjbe ke chabbe jowa chen semchin suka chenjin suka chiru phada su jong se ngachi lo mi bese ani bera jong la ke chabbe ilatorina lator 다쇼 후기기 딱떴어. futbalnya Yongla 다쇼 공다지가 최다 잡달로 베라 마스베거든. 마기 브리티sh 인디아기 마미 제스 날레마 해는 것 같아. 몽릴레 바가자. As far as 바뀐 것인지 조조기 로지. 아니 조들로데 디간로 강마 둥바세. 강마 둥바세 되는 거 같아. 자중.
둥섬 자중.
올라 베라 마수세. 라베데 같이 배우다가 야루 Tongsalu Gongkujua Tamdan de Daulevego, Lok Mahi, Kamsube Jomidisu, messengers. They couldn't come back. And even if they were able to come back, it took months to come back. Diganle Hongi Nalu de Magima Midisu invade Bebe, Nachima, Deotanglu Dur Wars, Diwangiri Cheta. Around 1864, they remember? 1864-65. Aninchi Dikalu Cheta Chabe Bodolongachi Midisu Pambe Yaya Unuga Hongila. 디간로 베라 마츠바 탑 같이 배우다가 세 자중디 강마 자중디 둥바 데루노 강마룰라 아니루 코기베 아니베 베베우달루 디간로 용라루 나미 섬에 둑톱남 짜 체톱도 남선미 투톱다 데미기 람지슈디 세 고이세 아니 벤디기 람베살루 데 짜누발라 람베사 짜 베베우달루 데 람기 카툴레 데 후비 줍첸세 다리난도 봐 멋이다 저 용라 후비 줍첸세 디간루 파스 후비 줍첸 나나미세 데 후비 줍첸 남다기 아니 똥파니 두고 그러셔 아니 똥파맘기 라토리세 이체 데베케니엘라니 라토세 안나네 제우다디 라토 쪼라텔라 이 아니 똥기 입 쪼라텔라 소 안벤디기 용달루 다리나바 배워진 아니 딥슈사 생아치 샤슈브나 배워진 딥 아니 소소이 클린싱 아피 도기 안나레 태와진 the cleans jojugi tainse ani vela vila
Yurung was the bravest among us. He squeezed through the rock successfully and emerged the only one cleansed among us. Wow.
아니디 이당포데로 인진 기와 곰디수 가라 날레마젠 디기나디니 랭아치 게합나루 나미 사미 가딘진기 나다 림진 디수데 공사 지미남게 델레 공사 우기와추 데 두기니바 진짜 안할래 젠짐기 로지지 수데베 셴이 둘라 나레마 디강로 numbugi lamdi me bade dalula ame same gerapchingi lamchi na
We're walking
jalamchi la
footsteps of great people.
tudin la
Memo
ande
lande.
digang na ngati chungku be debigang le debera dula
Las.
ani chule chaha chokha bebe gani me la ni
So it's been like that for me. Amazing, huh? Okay, so I'm in Pema Gatshel, and I'm going to walk a few steps. And apparently I'm in Samrup Dzongkhag. So this is the Samrup Dzongkhag party.
they have come here to receive us la
Almost 6 hours after, as we neared Dzongkhag, our destination, I found myself marveling at how the past and the present exist together on this trail. I imagined how our ancestors may have taken this path, how we ourselves were walking in history. Untouched, very rarely does one get to experience this. The only other trail in Bhutan that we could compare this to would be the Trans-Bhutan Trail. This was as much an internal journey as it was external. The monks and locals were waiting to welcome Tashi Dzongda and the group as we arrived at Dzongkhag. We had started in Zobel Gewog and were ending our trek in Khar Gewog. Dzongkhag is believed to be the oldest structure in Pema Gatshel. Shabdrung Namgyal's father, Mipham Tembenyima, built Dzongkhag in the 16th century. Our destination, instead of bringing us to the present, took us even further back into history. We were fortunate to be able to drink from an ancient sacred relic too. We walked history first and drank history after. So he says there's on the skull, and there's the sun and the moon, and it's self-emanated or self-arising. So it's not anybody who's inscribed it, and it's very, very old. Even Odin doesn't know how old it is, but it's sacred, and when you drink from sacred things like this at temples, it brings you great blessing and merit. So. Ending the Lotus Valley Eco Trail right here in front of a very sacred temple built in the 16th century. Feels really great to have begun our trek at Dzongkhag, and then it's like coming full circle. Feeling blessed and alive. This has been great. The last stop of the full Lotus Valley Eco Trail takes you to the Lotus Valley Eco Camp, but one has the option of making the halfway mark and driving down as we did. A few minutes into our descent, we were pleasantly surprised by locals waiting by the road. Tashi Dzongda told us that the people of Khar had organized a Dzong, my first experience.
This is a tradition normally practiced in the East. The tradition is called Dzong. The practice, more of a practice than a tradition. It's called Dzong, wherein the community welcomes the guests to their community in such a way. And as you can see, Dzongkhag normally comprises of local alcohol, milk, then fruits, and including vegetables. So, and according to me, I think it promotes community vitality because it is. Anybody coming to the community is treated now as a member of the community and not as a guest afterwards. So I think it's a very sweet tradition, and we must uphold it. This promotes community vitality, harmony within the community. There is nothing called outsider, insider in here. It is everybody becomes then a member. I think therefore it is a very strong culture and a very unique yet extremely important practice.
It is so sweet, but oh my god, like people have I don't even know what to say. It's quite amazing actually. I don't know if I would wish for anybody to talk like this. So it just shows, we've had this conversation about Bhutanese identity, and it's this respect, I think, for
culture and also this innocence, the way we do things.
It was quite late by the time we got to the Lotus Valley Eco Camp. I personally was quite happy to see the bright lights as we entered the main campsite. The camp's located at Yurung, about 3 kilometers from Dorji. So this is really the first time that I'm camping as an adult. The first time I camped in my life, this is the second time. The first time I camped in my life was when I was a student scout. So this was like in the 7th grade or 8th grade and somewhere in Thimphu with lots of other students. This is going to be actually my first camping experience as an adult. We're going to see how it goes, and there's creature comforts. You won't get this in the forest otherwise, but there's water here, so that's really nice. My tent is the green one today. So we're going to see what it looks like. It's nice. You have a little balcony. And windows inside. Oh, and electricity. So yeah, you're not roughing it out too much. Creature comforts. I'm very happy about this, especially because when you like to film and edit, the stuff is great. You have a lot of things to charge, so I don't have to worry about that. And there's a big bed. It's nice. I'm going to see where I'm going to go in from. Yeah, that's the zipper. Yeah, come take a look. This is my room. It literally is the size of a small room. It's also got a partition, so there's like a bedroom and a place to keep my suitcase outside. Dinner was served as soon as we arrived. Nothing like hot, delicious food after a long trek. There's a lot of food. Yeah, and is this paneer la? Nice, matar paneer las. Okay, and this is ema shukam. Is it with meat la or is it shamu? Shiitake mushrooms. Okay, nice. And dal. We discovered an exciting thing about the Lotus Valley Eco Camp during dinner. The water source for their hot stone bath has been around since the 19th century. It is believed that Tungsam Jadrung had hot stone baths here. How could we say no to having that experience ourselves? This is perhaps one of the most ancient hot stone baths that's still in use, and I think this is a USP for the Lotus Camp here, that this is so ancient, going back centuries, and I think it's an honor to be able to experience this here, because not only is it good for you, but you're actually literally soaking in history. Good morning! Can't believe I spent a night alone in the tent for the first time in my life, and I slept well. No dreams. Very good energy here. The Lotus Valley Eco Camp is run by community youth and led by a professional chef, Dashi.
March 8 le karim ko chebal ani kem di ma bangara hema tuzana bending taro adjust as tobe bele na pem ngat song na la taro shule maambal ta tuzama machina taro ani kem sa kanim ndu bal ani bending ko so service chi taro jimsuwa na bele achi no sultan bele shule na planning nga chiro zonghage ko kam na bu ta tuzuna po
Che country na lo labeme. So this really is actually a community-led eco camp, and I was so surprised to see so many of them being so young, and even Tashi himself, I was like, how old are you? He's saying just 30. So it's really nice to come here, because I think it's so nice to have young people from the community involved in something this wonderful, and it would be nice for you to visit here and not just experience this, but then actually support the local community. And this is nagi jogo dusu bem dusu kara nalring ilome na pa ani Pema Gatshel chikhalle de minueme na te ani zumbe zongdagi de anzum ji sunne bala te ani katlele mola nagi sese dusu de
machinar ani but nieda ani man simi shumar gyo that ani ere shumar gyo na man sesa isin jela chimi chel der atsi be pinto wachin novela 마치 프로콜레로 놓고 콜레마토 잠좀 같이 덴지 장난 줘. 렌렌 다 콜팔마토 같은데 파트와지 재미도 culture.
From here on, we will be exploring the most popular religious sites in Pema Gatshel. All of them are sacred, all of them beautiful. The first stop is Yongla to receive blessings at the most sacred Purba Dupchin. Yongla is one of Bhutan's most revered monasteries. Most times, the Gyumpa hides itself away in the clouds. We were incredibly lucky to have been able to capture the 18th century monastery in all its splendor. The founder of the Gyumpa, Namgay Zam, guided by a vision to find a site that mirrored the sacredness of Tshering in Tibet, arrived here and asked Khandu the Chingyalmo if this was the prophesied location, to which she answered, Yong, meaning yes, yes, hence the name.
Hema Beochin ro ani Phupe Dupchin Nango Media te ma jele Martin beta te doktapji gachi Beodaga te na demi te nga chewa ge khap ki misidi sugi mashiba da lam shusalu chaba da te lamgi te doktapji da Phupa ki tojapji tango bese te Phupe tojabda de Dupchin chikabi tambedo wala ani binni ki te Phupe Dupchin de zu de to tomdi phang binni ki te jamadi anile doya sobese te ani binigi dawe ani khowagi lungrang ji ani be te ya chef de fiction gemba pema dope khaninse te na chef medi yongla gemba yobal ani jama dope khanin de ani ise te Phupe Dupchin de ani be chungna na imese shuni te ani shumale te Phupe Dupchin de da ngachi nupchukhato de sinsewa Dupchin social minu phupki de te Phupe Dupchin de ko tangba de na yongla gemba lo te ani jama dunigi 탑시지 아니 이메세 대안이 Phupe Dupchin 대안이 왜 총나노스 주니 대안이 슐리로 때에 야 생이종 그때 생이종에 튀니기네 나의 튀니기네 이때 그때 생이종에 때 로슐리 공사 우경을 주게 돼 야래 대 진다세 손에 때 야의 Phupe 도접 대 비마도니기 탑시 대 독탑아니 이메세 나기 아니 마도니디기 te yaloya ni travese yaloya te Phupe Dupchin tojab ani tangde te Phupe Dupchin ta tojab te nangwabe khungdi te vi message junila
Tshering semidi kachina la lamgani hamakola
ta Tshering ne semidi mapa ngasiwa ani ugingo vembo chigi ne le shoyola te ani yubena le te kui ne sungi ne tugi ne Tshering ne se ta za cheshudi ne ngabi sini yubila ta ani bela ngasiwa gi ani ku sung tu yindendi ya belo yubila ne 아니 튕리기 내디다 구비 모치기 코바 구응외외준 텔레데 샵기자 사탐지 징길라 빈디기데 세바 튕리다 신게니기 텔노 테 튕리기 내디 테 나가치 두기 합로이마 발라 테 시미십디야 비로이 빈디기 튕리기 내 세미디 데다 집당가치가 그 집에 튕리다 신게고 슬럽니요 발라 안 빈디기 테 튕리기 내디 가치나 두기 합나 빈디기 데다 푸바 아니 좀 두친 아니 두바 두친 소바진데 튕리다 신게 소세 아니면은
The next stop is Samrup Choling Charung Kashu Chute. Built in 1995 by Lama Sangye Dorji and his consort Sangye Wangchuk, this stupa resembles Nepal's famous Baudhanath stupa. The stupa houses many sacred relics, including gifts from Indian and Tibetan Buddhist masters, and more than 900 volumes of the Buddhist canon or Kanjur. As we dropped down from the stupa, I saw my life's first full rainbow in Yurung. We drove from under the rainbow and were greeted by Yurung's home, bathed in the loveliest golden hue. The lake is in the vicinity of one of the oldest schools in the country, the Yurung Central School that was founded in 1958. Yurung is a sacred lake and is filled with fish. Nobody's allowed to fish here though. I was told that somebody did that once and got quite sick after. The former Yurung Gup tells us more about the lake.
당보 에덴 사줄까 착바가 이곳으로 기여가 되기 때문에 판마성보 항도부 전내부 태보당 따와 용부 기여가 되게 내다 십다다 율라시다 니 사강 근대바가 니 결합 아니 껴보다 하라말라 니 긴한데 내부 텐남네 두세 여자던 트니 니 십수 알레가 강가 니 긴쇼바기 트레닝지레 니 아이가 나도 한토 니 아시냐다니 세모트르슐레 다니 슌찰라 당바랑 아하타 이루능바가 소케바 카 닉젠 쇼라 슐레라 니 카 닉징 다간슈 투르타 유룽짱기 초 니 오타 냐lokka 잡고 초한 디베 초 아니 닉징 쇼라 슐레 니 오타 닉징 케바 독징 착비가 디스가 강가 니 뒤냠 들고 착발라 니 뒤냠 들고 착비기 내부 디스 링모 아니 촐레가 강가 니록데 내다 십더라기 내부 낭툭랑니 여롱징 케바니 콜롱 탑징 펠리 케와가 디스도 샤발라 이 탑징 펠레 감니 에틴 미가 룩다다니 락차동에 만겨 록시가 뉴파 토쇼 같은 게 아니 소 발랍 툭바다 부트라니 니 탑징 중말란 슐레 니 탑징 마중메 급과 록니닉징 착베가 싸고가 바르고 록지가 짜삼돌 니사 톤포와 니 나르캡과 사 톤포도 좋아라 오냐 사 톤포가 통가 장줍 첸텐도 생바 줘발라 탑징 펠레 강갈라니 투르 니 제버케와 동투 파메케와 니딜라멜라 니 오타데게 니 열로가 디페소다간 케바 팜니 이렇게 봐니사 네포니 간들 케와 안겨라 오타 소케바 간델레 간거쇼 여로가 뒤따부 오마타 고다바니 착바가 니 고다무들 짜기 올라 이게 네브록쇼 초사가 브랑초레라 키싱 남에서미 키싱 까땅 따고싱이베 따고싱 까땅가 창니 촌짜기 올라 이게 네부 니 옴타 간델레가 이렇게 하마가와 디남토로냐가 가시 쇼레 간거쇼니 오타로가 니 년센토랑 기올라 니다 내다케 보니 간데와가 니 세니 니 기네부 자오 자모케 봐니 탈루스바닥바가 툴 차정기 니 오마오타 나 탐지랑 이렇게 봐 막간반다 니 곰성토로 닝기라 다 타와 니 고바부 곰성 간데난데 보 곰성케 보니 오타랑 쇼니 기네부 니 ngam수 켈레 강가당 베르가 강거쇼 니 오타 안차세카 타린자다 니 슈리길라
I keep thinking about how the former Gup says when the lake was leaving. And how as Bhutanese most of us just accept this language, that everything has a life force, the metaphysical is so much a part of our daily lives that the sacred is within us as much as it is around us. I'm reminded of something the father of modern linguistics, Noam Chomsky, once said. A language is not just words, it's a culture, a tradition, a unification of a community, a whole history that creates what a community is. It's all embodied in a language. Our last stop in Pema Gatshel is Kandroma Chöte, also known as Samdukse Stupa.
니 최딘디 마바 제니데 또또 아니 최딘기 까르찰로 아니 지도 집에 왔잖아. 아니 도기리 모나로 지도 집에 왔진 식모 뒤로 생세실 남로디 데베다 나로 칠로디 마치노라 칠로디 같이 아니 지잡다로 1845 나로 니 생노 세션일 다니 최딘 제미기 아니 디 카르펜터 세 조디 아치지 젠다마토치기 조치 아니 메세션일라니 카르찬나로 니 툴피 조세 아니 치디툴 아치 extraordinary 아니 기 카르펜터 텔레니 기 최틴기 진다디 아니 삼도 왕길세 삼도 왕길 아니 미 아치징야 마니 춥지 옆테볼 거기베 스폰서 베베 텔레니 최틴 심 텔레 최틴 심비 캡슐로니 아치치 냐 제미 최틴다니 아치치 미달 담바라니 최틴지 제니기 아니 최딘기 잠디스 게라니 파운데이션 디스 게라 잡비 암치나로 시멘점이나 암치나 heb달로 랑임바디 남스 봄 두세니 투시나나 드볼 텔레남스 최딘 봄 라소노다 최딘 제니기 아니 도디수디 가텔보 친다가 가텔 토바세 코로나미스미니 투오기디기베 텔레 남치베달라니 파 샤카토로 아니 님지니베달로 디나로 주베아치 궁인 남달로 코라기 녀람나로니 칸도마니기 룽텐 나이세면 칸도마니기 룽텐 가데베 나이셀로 도치베오진 텔레 압조 처라 남미스마 꾸오 게밍고 철학이 아니 최든 신이기 도 톱사디 가기니 땡진 게세 네베니 룽텐 남베니 데 디아가텔 톱가셀로부터 지워진 샤카톨로베니 철학 점버진 디날로 도디니 까르미즘베니 제디예세 도디수게라 제디 아날로젠세 파조돌로 아니 도디니 게절로 까르미기 꼼즘베니 제디도셈 시템다 나메 섬이 돌리시마니 게라다도 도니 세시단 된독도베니 나메서 이퀄 사스나로 탱고미디 아니 디 카누마기 룽텐다도 나니 되기 때 할람치 코라기에네 싱 최딘데 싱벨라 야 추숨 콜로나 heb달로 around 살카살카 되베 아니 추숨 콜로나 heb달로 코라기 파 아니 최딘 니 맛에 숨 시대제 가림치 라니메세 코라기니 투숨 셰우치 텔파 아니 코이리디 도텐사기 사고디 게라메베 카다미아세세 이메라 다나 잔슨 체독도치 예고메디 치 아니기 바나로 카누마기 룽텐다도 나미기 도다니 야기 도다 나기 도디 미탈 아니 베니 차지스런 케니 메세 차치 베달로 레전더리 몽 스탄신도니 그절로 로버리나 이메볼 나미사미 아니 아우쿠베 웬델레스 베비 쳇텐 라항 아니 거기나 강마 미델 라항디 아니 라항디 야레 아우쿠베 좀베 테 나헤누볼 나 heb달로 거기다 아니 쳇텐 어택 베고베세 나미사미 다닌 당폴리 아니 셰미기 쳇텐치 인세 코라긴 네베 녹섬 담베 파카톨리 잡칼레베 아니 주숨 콜게 올루 문파기 아니 파카토기 스템파기 아니 돌립디 아니 텐탄으로 냐마 아니 중람 임발 냐마 가릴람다니 스카니멜 나 아날레파 중람 인텔레디 코라 아니 베 아니 포치 남샤카세세멜 아니 델라니 델레 마바 이니데 누모이메발 델라니 남샤카 베텔레 아니 로치티사 합 자피디스 보 미디스 아니 야마 주사게 케나메사메 고디 코라 다지니메세 도베 코라 주야세세멜 코라 주베 마다토 이코 캠 차사도 유리잠세 나오나 아나 heb달로 코라기 아니 추세 타우달로 아나 템 치점치 조누세멜 누모 치점치 아님 암치 아니게 쳇된기 내다 시다다 아니 라초총 수마디스기 나기 아니기 코라기 아니 아우쿠니기 아니 좀 남심 튀탄데기베 남심이 베메세 디아니 쳇된데 셴다 마르기 잔심체 똑도지 이메세 코라기 아니 스테트먼트 나로 냐마니 코라 아우쿠비 아니 zumbeya dodamge olu jodalo koragi statement nalo ani sum magjinalo ani sum khetido se ani lamnitol.
This stupa is also known as Manangsa Chete, named after a curse placed on the land by Dosam Jadrung's wife after he was murdered by Pel Thongle Puchung. Despite the association with the curse, Yurung tells me that the stupa is a wish-fulfilling one, where many a wish has been granted. We're now heading to the Old Town and Old Dzongkhag office, to where it all began.
50 years ago, Pema Gatshel gained the status of a Dzongkhag, full-fledged Dzongkhag. Prior to that, it was a Dzongkhag, right, under the Yongla region, part of the Yongla district administration. And this is where it started from. This small structure here was where it started from as a Dzongkhag. Yeah. And later, then gradually, these structures were built. You know, this is Tshering. We shifted to Denchi last year on the 16th of September 2023. And this structure now is handed over to Tasalenso, Jung Tshering. Yes. And what I'm told is they would be starting Institute for Higher Buddhist Studies here very soon. And right now it's looked after by the Dzongkhag Rabte.
And with that, we've come to the end of our tour of Pema Gatshel. It was my first trip here. It's been enriching in many ways. You know, I arrived here for the first time in this Dzongkhag with preconceived notions of what a place in Eastern Bhutan would be like, being a Western Bhutanese myself and having lived most of my life in Western Bhutan. And, you know, the people in Pema Gatshel have shown me truly what it means to be humble, you know, to really offer from the heart. And I mean, even with the language barrier, I don't speak Thangla. I mean, a little bit, yes, I understand it to an extent. And most of the people here can understand Dzongkhag, but they don't speak it and they speak Thangla. But despite the language barrier, there was this universal language of respect, I think, and appreciation, at least from my side, and I think even from the other side as well. And not only that, you know, we talk about Bhutan being this land of magic, the supernatural. It's a part of our daily lives. And I experienced it here in Pema Gatshel. You know, I hear these urban legends, stories. I'll give you one example. I mean, the others are too private to share. It's been incredible. So what happened was we went to Yongla yesterday, and as we arrived, the rain had just stopped, and there was a lot of fog. And the lums up there were telling me that this is what happens when new people come to visit Yongla. So that as you enter Yongla, and just now the drupchen, the Pubi drupchen is taking place there. So you have to wash your mouth with the tichu. You know, it's basically so you don't carry all of your negativity inside the monastery. And I went inside and I thought, oh, we need to get the beautiful shot of Yongla. This is because this Gyamba is so important to Bhutan, not just to Pema Gatshel. And I prayed yesterday and I said, okay, please, you know, we want to showcase Pema Gatshel not just to everyone else in Bhutan, but to the world. And I would be really grateful if the sky could clear up for us tomorrow so we could get a beautiful view of the dzong. Sorry, of the Gyamba. And we went back today and we went inside, we nyenda pishet, you know, we prostrated, stayed for a while inside when the drupchen was going on, and during tea break we came out. And while we were circumambulating the Yonong with the Lam Neten and Nganglam Lam, Tashudongda himself, suddenly this wind blew and it started clearing the clouds away. And then we had the sun rays coming in from among the clouds. And I just felt like, wow, you know, it's because everybody's always like, Yongla always foggy, it's misty, you can't see anything. And then we had the sky clear for us and some amazing shots. It's just how alive that other part of life is here. And I think that happens when people have faith. And that is also very central, I believe, to the identity of who we are as Bhutanese, where it's not just about scientific explanations. It's not about just the rationale and how you put 2 + 2 and you have 4. There are some things that can't be explained and it just can be felt and experienced. And that's what Pema Gatshel is. Like, you have to come here to see it for yourself, to experience it for yourself. Every day there was something that happened to us that couldn't be explained. And nothing in a scary fashion, but really in a way that opens up your mind, opens up your heart. And I came here not expecting any of this, thinking we're just going to show you some spots. But if you want to experience magic, you have to come to Pema Gatshel because it's where it comes alive.